We may be scattered, but we are not lost. Before maps carved lines on our backs, before lines separated us from one another, from ourselves, there was stone. Stone that rose without motor, that held weight without cracking. Stone that knew its place. Rusingorwe Masingo, great Zimbabwe did not rush itself. Each granite block laid by hands that understood rhythm, season, timing. Guvae Chirimo taught us, plant only when the soil listens. Move only when the rain has spoken. Build only what you are willing to maintain. We were never accidental. We still plant. We still emerge. We still build quietly in places that told us we are temporary.
Mavambo, the beginning. You know, when we think of Feka, when we think of where it started and how it started, it is actually a story of identity. Where you're coming from, how you grew up, where you grew up, what was it that defined you as a person. Feka is an Afro athleisure clothing brand, a Zimbabwean brand. We focus on African stories specific to Zimbabwe. We have the great Zimbabwe fabric, the fabric that for us has been eye-opening. When I just think of Zimbabwe, House of Stones, and have these stones engraved or at least incorporated in our designs, it's just an easy way. When someone looks at this, it's a story.
My name is Cherly Zinyawu, founder of Ruby Stash Designs. I've been in business this is my 15th year now. I think about 5 years ago, somehow I realized I needed more. I was tired of just making ends meet. So I applied for the Next Year Exporter program, which was under Zim Trade. There was this program in Cape Town, the Africa Women in Trade. It was a business conference. So when I attended that conference, I met a lot of people. I remember I had quite a few of clients who would walk through, who would come to our stand, and they would ask, what is the story behind the fabrics on our products? I didn't have any response, to be honest. I didn't know what to say. So from that conference, when I came back home, I had a lot in my mind. I had a lot of questions. And I realized somehow, as a Zimbabwean, I had a problem that I had to solve. So I remember during one of my conversations with Rutendo, Denise Mutsamwira, who has been our client for so many years, she was like, how was your trip and whatnot? And I told her the question that I had. And she was like, okay, you know what? I think I have a solution. Have you ever met or do you know anything about Feka? It's a brand. They sell this fabric inspired by Great Zimbabwe. I was like, really? She then introduced me to Eglet, the founder of Feka. So I went to Feka and I saw the fabrics. I was so sold out, especially because of what Great Zimbabwe represents. For me, it tells a story: resilience, strength, excellence, order, royalty. You can name it. From my visit to Feka, Zimbabwe, we then agreed that Feka would give us some materials to make pieces and sell in our shop. And we're supposed to take Feka out there, selling it, exhibitions, making custom-made pieces from it, just so that people know more about Feka.
We may be scattered, but we are not lost. Colonization came like uninvited summer, intense, extractive, scorching. Gold removed, names rewritten, kingdoms, our kingdoms, reframed as ruins. Tribes divided on paper, languages politicized, kin turned into categories. But even in heat, our stone did not dissolve. The herringbone pattern, backbone of a kingdom, reminds us leadership is not dominance, it is steadiness. And we have been steady. Look at us. Engineers in London, nurses in Sydney, designers in Johannesburg, students in Toronto, artists in Berlin, entrepreneurs in Nairobi. Heat did not erase us, it refined us.
So we had an opportunity to dress the Olympics team, Zimbabwe Olympics team, going to Paris in 2024. It was an absolute pleasure because we are dressing the national team on such a global, Olympics is global, it was in Paris. So we really felt so like a winning team. We were part of the winning team, let's say. How we got to get the opportunity to do this, we had a call out for designers to dress the team. And it was Feka. We really put our hearts and soul into designing something Zimbabwean. It was beautiful. We represented Zimbabwe in such a way that we felt before even going for the actual competition, they won on the presentation, on how they looked. As for the opening ceremony outfits, they had a beautiful green, for the Zimbabwean green that they usually use, but we opted for the white blazers. We collaborated with a local company called Cherly, which was also on the formal aspects of the uniforms, using the Great Zimbabwe fabric, our mashingo print fabric. It carried the weight of the Great Zimbabwe. We go back to the heritage. Who do we represent? Who are we? And they are carrying these stones, the Zimbabwe stones, into their detail.
My name's Courtney Locke. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Harare, Zimbabwe. I am a professional tennis player on the ATP Challenger Tour, and I played Davis Cup for Zimbabwe for the last 12 years. Heritage plays a huge part and role in my life, in my habits, in my daily routine. I think Zimbabweans by nature are very hardworking. I think we're very honest people, and I think that goes back to our ancestors and the days of Great Zimbabwe and the history of our country. So I think when we wear these designs and they're very unique, we get asked almost every single country, and I actually like it when they ask what the brand is, because I get to speak a bit of Shona and I explain and I say Feka, and they say, what does that mean? I say to wear, and then you can see people processing it, and I think it's something to be proud of.
We may be scattered, but we are not lost. Migration stretched our threads, suitcases packed with more hope than currency. Degrees earned in borrowed winters. Some left by choice. Some left by necessity. Some were pushed. Others were pulled. But movement is not abandonment. Our ancestors traded across oceans long before forced displacement. Mobility is not foreign to us. Today our kingdoms are different. We harvest knowledge now. We harvest skill. We harvest resilience. Paunopfeka rusvingo rwemasvingo. It's not just a fabric. It is continuity. Paunopfeka rusvingo rwemasvingo. It is not just fabric. It is continuity. How do we wear memory without freezing it in the past? When we talk about wearing memory, and we hear about the great Zimbabwe Empire and what it took to put it together, it's easy to focus just on the monument or the structure that we go and visit when we go to Masvingo. When we're saying that, how do we wear memory? It's in what ways do we express that? For example, I'm wearing this as a scarf, right? And when you walk anywhere in the world, there's certain countries where you can distinguish that this person is from maybe the Ashanti tribe with their fabric in Ghana. Here we're saying with this Masvingo print, it's not frozen in the monument wherever we go. We are going with the story of Great Zimbabwe. But in addition to that, we realize that there's so many ways that we can reinterpret this story to represent the story of Zimbabweans, right? So if we look at our history, there's the brilliance and tenacity of those who built our empire. At the same time, we were able to facilitate export-import trade, different trade routes. That's also acknowledging different people who have contributed to who we are and where we are. From a sonic perspective, we incorporated the different songs using Mbira that represent different seasons. The same way the memory of Great Zimbabwe is captured in this happened between this time period to where we are now. We may be scattered, but we are not lost. Rusingo Rwemasingo. Great Zimbabwe is not ruin. It is a reminder. A reminder that before interruption, there was coordination. Before division, there was interdependence. It is a reminder that before imposed borders, there was belonging without paperwork. This inheritance does not belong to one tribe. This inheritance belongs to all who carry Zimbabwe in accent or in absence. This fabric stretches, lightweight, breathable, because we were designed to move. We are threads of heritage, woven across time, across geography, across generations, still building, still becoming, still remembering. We may be scattered, but we are not lost. Wongore yere ondende